Dear learners, let's start the fourth lecture of module 2 related with the course of marketing entitled The Art and Science of Marketing from Basics to Breakthrough. I, Dr. Asutosh Mohan from Institute of Management Studies, Banaras Hindu University, would like to understand and make you travel to that particular learning journey where we have to have understand why the nomenclature of course the art and science of marketing is actually happening, the actually coined. So, the lecture 4 of module 2 relates with the basic concepts and fundamentals of marketing. It's devoted to understand the art and science inbuilt in the marketing. So, what's going to be the learning objective or what are going to be learning objective? I try to explain you the marketing as an artistic discipline. Further, I will try to make you understand why marketing is also a scientific discipline. And finally, we try to identify the elements of creativity and data uses in marketing in terms of combining these two. Let's take a story to understand the beauty of marketing as art and science. It's a story of two perfume companies, Brand A and Brand B. Brand A focused only on creating an amazing fragrance, a new fragrance. And they took scientific route, scientific approach in terms of mixing the different chemical, creating a new kind of chemical composition and with certain additives to enhance the lasting power. Whereas Brand B not only may be working on the product in terms of perfume, but they also created a kind of emotional story surrounded with the perfume Brand B. It captures the memories in a bottle. What do you think? Definitely Brand B outsold Brand A by multiple times. Why this happened? The pure scientific approach cannot lead towards a situation to get a success. It requires a blend of art and science to achieve success at the marketplace. So, science requires a kind of temperament, a kind of analysis. Art requires a kind of instinct, a kind of skill which you have to blend and achieve the success. Let's think in terms of marketing as an art. Don't you think creativity inbuilt in different campaign designs is part of art? What does it mean? It means the individuals who are actually creating the different kind of campaigns, they are thinking in certain different kind of mindset and design certain element which attracts the viewers. Similarly, if any brand is weaving the story around its existence, try to connect with emotion. Think about the iconic campaign of Bajaj scooters, Hamara Bajaj. Don't you think that somehow evoked a kind of emotion in you? Hamara Bajaj. Emotional branding to build loyalty. That's again an equation where the connection through your heart is creating a strengthening bond between the organization and the consumer. Think about the iconic campaign of Nike, Just Do It. What exactly Just Do It campaign is? Just Do It is a storytelling. It's a storytelling and motivation where they simply try to motivate the individuals and motivated the individual to recognize the potential that they can do as per their wish. There is no as such hurdles. The hurdle lies in your mind. If you try to achieve, you can, and if you have Nike shoes in your feet, then it's easier to achieve. That's what the story they created. That's what the belief they made. That's what the emotional connection they have with the audience, with the prospect, and later on with the customer and consumer. Now just watch the video, a very beautiful video of Myntra, which talks about the emotional connect the consumers may have with a brand. It's a very emotional appeal where it depicted how good a festival can be for everyone. It's not the owners or the big rich people, but it also for a small persons like servants of the house who can also enjoy the festival in totality. It's a emotional connect. Just watch the video and have a feeling of emotional connect. With this video, we understand the basic elements related with different creativity dimensions and the storytelling possibilities. Now, if I try to talk about marketing as a science, don't you think whenever we talk about science, it's relate with the data driven decision making? It relate with decision making with certain kind of analysis. An analysis is only possible, or rather to say it's if and only if possible if you have a data set to work on. So consumer behavior research, the research at the marketplace, or in totality the marketing research is dealing with all those scientific temperament, the scientific tools and technique to reach on certain conclusion. So testing and optimization, that is what analytics talks about. And the example, we have very beautiful example of Netflix. So while the viewers are watching the Netflix, Netflix is also watching the viewer. Why they are watching the viewer? They are watching the viewer in terms of their preferences, in terms of their choice set, and they are trying to curate the offerings as per the requirement of the market. So it's a very popular common say, when you watch Netflix, Netflix is also watching you. So you are creating a kind of data with your viewership which is captured, gathered by Netflix, meticulously analyzed to find out the possible curation of content as per the requirement of the market. It's possible. That is what the importance of research and data is. Through research and data, you can understand what actually customer want, what actually customer needs are. And accordingly, you can personalize the offer. You can communicate, even you can communicate in a personalized manner. And you can measure the effectiveness of all those campaigns which are actually designed with an understanding or with the outcome of tools and technique of science, and communication is created with a capability of creativity to deliver a content in a best possible manner. Don't you think this figure represents the beauty of art and science? So art is emotion, science is logic, and the interface of this emotion with logic will give you the success. Is it? That is what we need to understand. The interface of emotion with logic, it means the combination of your heart and your brain. If you are able to touch both of the consumer as a marketer, chance of getting success will be much more higher. So, balancing the art and science, creativity attracts the attention. That's what we need to understand. Whereas science ensures the relevance. We may be attracted towards different kind of product and services, but our brain keep on evaluating whether this is required, whether this is possible, whether we have the capacity, whether we have the requirement. Brain keeps on evaluating, and the heart and brain, that is what creativity with an art and the science which you are evaluating with your factual position, trade off of these two will balance your purchase. So, you may have a kind of affection, a kind of attraction, but your science of money is stopping you to purchase the product and service. So, emotional appeal with rational value lead towards a success. That is what this diagram talks about. So, emotional appeal with rational value is a deadly formula for getting the success. Now, let us have a case study to understand it. Airbnb, very popular, a perfect blend of art and science. What actually Airbnb is doing? Airbnb is very artistic in terms of creating stories of belong anywhere. What does it mean? Airbnb concept is where they don't have any property, but they are providing properties at different location with the flavor of localization. So, belong anywhere concept means all those travelers who are having a kind of economy in mind, a kind of requirement to satisfy the hunger of exploring the different places, they can just afford and go for Airbnb. They have a different categories of offerings where they are simply saying to the travelers, let's find out the best possible option to stay and have comfort, to have a feel of localized factors, to have a feel of globalized kind of services. This is what they are doing beautifully with user generated content. So, those reviews which users are providing, that become an input to be analyzed scientifically by Airbnb and propagated wonderfully as an art to capture more and more travelers. So, scientific element, big data analysis, travel patterns, dynamic pricing, all these things are possible with science. But creating that impression, creating that emotion, belong everywhere or anywhere is an art. So, backed by data, you created an emotional connect. So, in summary, what we have to understand, marketing is an art that inspires and a science that assures. So, inspiration you may get with the artistic component through marketing delivered by marketer, but what exactly this is and why you need to go for this, that is assured by science. So, suppose a situation where a beauty cream is saying apply and have improvement on your skin, on your face, but simple depiction of that application may arouse a requirement of a cream to enhance your personality. But until unless you are getting convinced what special this cream is having which no one other is having, what special attribute and benefits this cream may provide, that is going with the science, where you have to tell the ingredient, where you have to tell the benefit. So, assurance is coming from science, whereas inspiration is coming from art. So, successful marketers are both creative thinkers and data driven analysts. That is what we need to understand. That is what we need to have as a marketer in this fiercely competitive world. So, at the end, something to think about, something to ponder about. Think about a recent advertisement you loved. Was it the creativity or the relevance that impressed you? Which one impressed you more? The creativity, the emotional connect, or the rationale provided to purchase the product? That will determine the contribution of art and science in marketing. If you have further interest, read the blog Art Meets Science, Best of Both Worlds in Modern Marketing. Very beautifully written, and you can have further interest to explore the possibility of mingling or possibility of synergy of art and science. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your attention, for your time.